Hey everybody, and welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our show where we're going to go over some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend. Pre-orders are due Sunday around 9 o'clock, so don't miss out on that. But these are the ones we want to make sure you don't miss. You don't have a long lead time before your orders are due, so this is as early as we get the covers and everything, we can show them to you so you can start making your decisions about what you want to read. This is a pretty solid week with some very interesting books. So let's get started.
Starting with Spider-Boy #1. This is a big one. We're both really excited for this.
Yep.
So yeah, spinning out of Dan Slott's Spider-Man series where we were introduced to Spider-Boy. Now we are getting an ongoing series with him. So the specific story details on this are a little bit light, but we do know that, in Spider-Man #11, some of Spider-Boy's past was revealed, but not we didn't get all of our questions
Yeah.
answered. So we are going to get more answers in this. So if you want to find out more about Spider-Boy, definitely get this.
Next up, we've got Wesley Dodds' Sandman #1. This is great considering a Night Terrors. We got a big dose of Wesley Dodds'
Yeah.
Sandman, kind of reintroducing this classic Golden Age characters to a modern audience. And he's getting his own 6-issue miniseries I'm very excited about. He has perfected his sleep gas, which is a non lethal way of taking out criminals. But what happens when his journal is stolen that has all his failed experiments that are very deadly get stolen, and he's got to get his journal back before the criminals start using his
Yeah.
concoction to take over the city.
Next is Crypt of Shadows. So this is going to be a one shot. This is released on October 18th, so it's right in time for Halloween. And the story details on this one are a little bit light too, but we do know that there's an ancient crypt that has been opened, and it kind of it unleashes this dark evil on the Marvel universe. And our heroes, which I think those are the ones that are going to be in the story, they're going to face their darkest terror, which does sound a little bit like Night Terrors, but again, this is a one shot and it's a perfect Halloween book.
Next up, we've got Giant Robot Hellboy. What is cooler than this?
Nothing.
So Hellboy gets captured and gets kind of strapped into a giant robot mech version of himself, dropped on a mysterious island, but it looks like that island is going to be fighting back against him. This is based off of Mike Mignola did a quarantine sketchbook, and it went viral for his giant robot version of Hellboy in it. So they decided to do a 3-issue miniseries based on that drawing. I think this looks incredible.
So next is Spine Tingling Spider-Man. So we just this week we had Spine Tingling Spider-Man #0, which was a physical collection of the Marvel Infinity comics, and now we are getting a new miniseries that's going to follow up after that original story. In this one, Spider-Man, after a fight with Spider-Side, he gets taken on the most terrifying ride of his life, and the solicitation says this may be the scariest Spider-Man story ever.
Next up, we have Batman and Robin #2. Yes, we're talking about a #2, but what is big about this? This is the debut of Shush, which is kind of a takeoff of Hush, but new character. But what are their ties to the dynamic duo? What are they going to be? It says that they have taken some of Batman's tech and turned it against him.
Ooh.
Who are they working for? So many mysteries. But if you are a big fan of first appearances, or looking for a really good new Batman series, this issue 1 just dropped this week, and I highly recommend it.
Next is the first issue of a book called Canary. So this originally was a Comixology original. This is one of Scott Snyder's Comixology originals. This is really cool. This is set back in 1891 during the final days of the gold rush. There was one mining company that they dug up some uranium, but then the mine collapsed. And over time, it was thought that that mine started to be haunted. Um, then the mine started to dry up. The world started to get a little bit more civilized. But there's one stretch of Rocky Mountains that there's some weird stuff going on. There's some strange murders. There is a student that kills his teacher just randomly, and there is a marshal named Azrael William Hold who's called in to investigate. So this is kind of an old west book with some supernatural stuff thrown in. It's really cool.
And next up, we have Green Lantern #4. Now we're talking about a issue #4,
What are we
but
doing?
this one seems really cool because Flash and Green Lantern are teaming up again after Sinestro's attack on the Ferris Air Force Base. Hal Jordan calls in his good friend, the Flash, to help him investigate. But the other big thing is we are getting a backup story that is going to have the first appearance of a new character named Sinson, which kind of maybe looks like a little version of Sinestro. But there is some speculation. This is written by Tomasi. He was back in Super Sons that he wrote. There was an idea that Damian Wayne might actually become a Green Lantern, and there's a chance that this might work in that storyline again.
Okay.
So, some pretty cool speculation stuff about this new appearance of a character, and possibly leading to Damian Wayne being a Green Lantern. But speculate responsibly.
Right. Oh, and then we have Midlife or How to Hero at 50. So this is about a guy named Reuben Kwan. He's a 50-year-old firefighter. His father was a big hero firefighter. He actually died in the line of duty. But Reuben here actually does work. He does more like administrative type work. But one day, when his wife is pregnant, a random act of courage reveals that Reuben is fireproof. So, what is that going to mean, and how do his new abilities affect his life going forward?
And next up, we have a new ongoing series called Knights. This one sounds really interesting. So this is a world where these supernatural creatures and common folk exist at the same time. America has 31 states. This is set in 2003. And this is about a kid who loses his family. He moves in with his mercenary cousin, and they befriend the greatest vampire who's ever lived. And it says that's all within the first 20 pages.
Wow.
And then it says, "Welcome to Florida." So this sounds kind of crazy, really cool. You can see kind of a skeleton person there in the background. But I love these kind of like mashup between like the real world and some weird supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
So that is a new ongoing book. If you want to jump onto it, definitely check it out. And that is it for Top Comics to pre-order in a flash. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can pre-order these and order a lot of different books and the variant covers all at infinityflux.net. So definitely head over there, check out all the cool stuff coming up, and stay tuned for our show coming up on Friday. We'll be going over all these books, plus many more, their variant covers, just a bunch of good stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
See ya.
bye.